Hi friends, welcome back. In this video we're putting together card number 2 from this month's Ink and Go kit. This card uses a greeting from Scalloped Blooms. However, the die cuts actually come from Barbecue Master. It's a really cute grill set and I just wanted to use those little die cuts and make a hamburger. So I've sorted out my hamburger pieces from my embellishments packet. And just like the first card, we're going to take this and cut it in half. If you want to be conservative and work with it on as one long piece, you can do that too. I just want to give you enough that you can have plenty to work with and not be stressed about trying to tie something. So we'll get these extras out of the way and I'll just put together one card. And we'll just start with a typical fold, and I always do like to keep it nice and crisp with a bone folder. And just layer your pieces here. This is embossed with a last chance embossing folder. Don't know if I'm going to let that one go because I've always liked plaids and it's just a great background for the holiday time or for a card. I feel like this one's a more masculine card, which was my goal. And let's see, what did I do with my other piece of brown? Here we go. Okay, before we attach this, however, we're going to wrap the linen thread around it. So I'm going to put adhesive on the ends. And I'm just going to start it by holding it down that way, wrapping it around. I like to kind of make an X so it looks a little bit random. So see, you've got more linen thread than you needed. Trim that off. And then just for extra measure, I put a little bit more adhesive on top of that end. We'll put a little bit through the middle. And we'll center that on our front panel. I like to use my grid paper to help me stay fairly centered. Inch it over just a bit. Okay, my X is off center, but that's going to be completely covered, so it doesn't matter. I just don't want it. I just don't want them to be too symmetrical and too perfect looking. All right, we can go ahead and put this on our card because the rest goes on that front piece. And the real work goes on the front piece. But we'll have that ready when we're done. Okay, for happy birthday, I used Granny Apple Green ink, and my greeting came from Scalloped Blooms, one of the newer stamp sets, bundles. And I want this off to the side. Any good size greeting here would work. You'd want to fill some of that empty space since the burger's kind of small. And think about how your burger is going to go together. Now, there are lots of ways to put this together. But here is a trick if you are not good with the glue. Just put that adhesive down on your cardstock. Now I do want to get my bottom bun straight so my burger doesn't topple over. And then just use this for some guidance. You might need to add a little bit more adhesive or a little bit of liquid glue to a few pieces, but it gives you a starting point. You don't want your burger to fall apart as you're mailing it, however, so just be mindful of how much adhesive contact your burger pieces are getting. The tomato is going to need a little extra, and I think I'm going to put some extra on my piece of cheese as we're getting higher up here. I want the cheese just to be melted out over my burger. And then I'm going to tuck this tomato up underneath the cheese. I feel like I want the cheese in place before I try to put the tomato in. Although I got it very secure, so maybe you don't want to secure it quite as much as I did before you slide in your tomato. There we go. Kind of a sloppy burger, but Aren't they all? And then definitely more adhesive on the top bun. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. And there you have your happy birthday burger. I will attach this with dimensionals. And since this is such a big piece, I am going to do 4. And then your card is ready for you to put an inside greeting and a message and drop it in the mail. If you wanted to, the end pieces are going to kind of fall on the linen thread, which will help keep that secure too. And if you were concerned about it, you could have put more through the middle. But okay, happy birthday.